Hey, you guys, it's the Gay Sports Fanatic here. We are looking at NFL Week 17. And right now, I think as we look at the last couple of weeks, probably one of the top burning issues we're looking at is who will get home field advantage in the NFC throughout the playoffs. We know in the AFC, Kansas City has got it. But it's a real battle in the NFC. And this is critical because the three teams that are really fighting to have that home field advantage have very strong home field. I mean, everybody does, but these three teams in particular. So the three teams, of course, are the Eagles, the Lions, and the Vikings. And I can tell you, you don't want to go on the road to any of these places in a playoff setting. So these three teams are duking it out, and the prize is home field throughout the playoffs. So let's start. The Eagles have three losses, and the Lions and the Vikings have two, but they're not out of it. And the Eagles are blessed in this sense, in that they don't play anybody, in my opinion, in the last two games. They play the Cowboys this weekend, and then they play the horrible Giants after that. So I say the Eagles, put them in it. They're going to have three losses, put them in at the end of the year. And by the way, great season for the Eagles. If you look back at my videos and things I said through August, all through the fall, I've been big on the Eagles and big on Saquon Barkley. So they're going to finish the year with three losses. Great season. Next is the Lions, and they play the 49ers this weekend. I'll talk about that later. And then they have this big looming showdown with the Minnesota Vikings. It's in Detroit, and that comes as the last game of the year. And I'm going to focus on that a lot more next week, but that factors into this conversation about home field. So the Lions, they've got this showdown looming out there. The toughest road goes to the Vikings here, okay? Because they've got Green Bay at home this week. And this is a tough game here for the Vikings. Green Bay is good. Again, they're one of the teams I said in my video last week about how they're lurking below. Green Bay's dangerous. You don't want to see them. And the Vikings will get them this weekend. And Green Bay's got stuff to play for, so this is a game the Vikings are in real danger of. I'll talk about in a little bit in predictions, and then the Vikings end with Detroit. So clearly, this Vikings Lions showdown at the end of the year could have massive implications. I believe for the Super Bowl. I believe certainly, obviously for the NFC, but I think for the Super Bowl as well. This to me would be the biggest game. It's setting up to be the biggest game of the year. And next week, I'm going to get into it and I'll have the call. But stay with me right now because I'm going to do 5 predictions. I usually do 7. But I don't like doing any kind of calls and predictions on games where the two teams really don't have anything to play for at all. I just don't like that. Those spreads to me aren't reliable. I don't really know who's got motivation to win. So we're leaving them behind. So let's start with the first game on the list, and that is the Broncos. The Denver Broncos are at Cincinnati, and the Broncos are getting 3 points. I like this Broncos team. I mean, they do make some stupid mistakes every now. I mean, who doesn't? But they seem to make a little more than usual. But they have gotten much better here in the latter part of the year. I like the Broncos +3 at Cincinnati, +3. Next up, we have the Cowboys at the Eagles. Eagles know that they have to win this game. Cowboys just soon lose it and improve your draft standing, I would say. The Eagles are a 9-point favorite over the Cowboys. I like the Eagles. Throw away the points. I think this will be a rout. The next game are the Jets are at the Bills. Bills, they have something to play for, but the home field is now off the table for them. So I still like, though, that the Bills will win this. The Jets are pretty awful. I like that the Bills, who are giving away 10 points, again, a lot of points, but I like the Bills, give away the 10. I think Josh Allen will have a great game. I think that he won't even play the whole game, in my opinion. So next up, we have the biggest game of the day, and that is Green Bay at Minnesota. Minnesota is a 1.5-point favorite in this game, basically a pick 'em. The Vikings have to win this game. They have to keep this season going. And the Vikings, they just find a way every single week, whether it be on defense, whether it be with Justin Jefferson, whether it be in the receiving, the running, everything. They find ways to win these games. They don't get a lot of press because they don't do it in a very glamorous style, let's say. But the Vikings seem to just win, and that's all that matters. I'm going to keep on with this with the Vikes. I'd like the Vikes to win the game and then give away the 1.5 points. Last but not least, we have the Lions, who are at the 49ers. Right as of right now, the Lions are a 3.5 point favorite at San Francisco. I don't really know what San Francisco at this point has to play for at all. They're out of the playoffs, so they really have no motivation here. The Lions have everything to play for. And when those matchups come, you got everything to play for versus somebody who has nothing to play for. I usually like the team that's got something to play for, okay? So the Lions giving away 3.5. I like the Lions, and I'm throwing away the points. So this week I'm taking 4 favorites to cover, and then 1, the Broncos. I'm taking them as the underdog with the points. So you guys saddle up. Here we go. We're moving into the final week of the season. And so next week's show, I'm going to key in on the key showdown games next week. And obviously, headline that will be the Lions and the Vikings. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you're enjoying your, now I guess we'll be looking at New Year's Eve. So anyway, so feel free to subscribe, to comment, to like, do anything you like. I appreciate it. I love your feedback. So you guys, thank you, and we shall see you next week.